I took myself to places in my mind which brought me to elevated states of being. This became a reality out of a series of synchronicities, events, and bold decisions from my end. So when we do this work and we stay devoted, we stay dedicated, reality and the 3D world simply has no choice but to match our frequency. And this is the universe that will reorganize itself to fit our future vision through a series of events, connections, things that are happening that we could not have planned for by ourselves. This is how powerful visioneering is. Welcome to The Rise Show, a podcast for highly driven and spiritual women with big ideas, dreams, and visions. Audacious women just like you, who are committed to their evolution and obsessed about all things personal growth, spirituality, manifestation, and feminine embodiment. I'm your host, Nathalie Banaszak, feminine success and branding coach, and I'm here to support you on your journey and path of expansion. I know you're ready for so much more. Permission granted to go for greatness, your wildest desires, and the most radiant and full expression of the brand called you. Are you ready? Let's begin. Hello, in the middle of the holidays. I hope you've had and that you're having a wonderful, sparkling, and peaceful Christmas. Today, we are wrapping up season 1 together, and you are so welcome to the perhaps most powerful episode of this whole year. My intention with our time together and today's episode is to use it as a ceremonial closing, identity-led, emotionally elevated, and deeply rise-aligned session together. In fact, we are stepping into a visioneering session. If you have been in my world for a long time, or for you had been here listening along these past months, you know the heart of my work by now. And this season particularly, we have been focusing about slowing down, the art of being. So it's not been about rushing forward, fixing yourself, or becoming someone new. Personal growth and committing to the most radiant version of you, including your big ideas, dreams, and visions. It's been about remembering, and this is always what it's about. It's about remembering who you truly are. It's about remembering your divinity. It's about identity, truth, authenticity. It's about frequency. And today's episode is a pause, powerful threshold, a moment to listen forward. It's not a goal-setting episode. It's not a productivity conversation. It's not about resolutions. This is a visioneering ceremony. So if you can, I invite you to stop whatever you're doing and slow down with me. Make yourself a cup of tea, coffee, matcha, whatever you enjoy the most. Light a candle and take a deep, beautiful breath. Because becoming the woman who leads a self-actualized life doesn't begin with action. It begins with clarity, which starts with a crystal clear vision. And one of the biggest issues and reasons why we stay stuck or small, even when we might think that we're thinking big, is that we don't have clarity of our full potential. We're not living in the realm of the unlimited. And for that, most often we need a mirror that notices our greatness, our light, and more so, we need to claim it ourselves. We're not really used to spend dedicated time to dream and to use the mind as a powerful tool to think limitless thoughts that matches our true desires. So this is when visioneering becomes real. So we want to match your higher truth. Most people enter a new year with goals, and I'm the first one to say that you must have a goal. And I'm saying must here in a very aligned way, because goals give us directions. However, goals are most often can be external, and they often will be shaped by expectation. Most often that comes with pressure or comparing ourselves to others, which is easy then to get lost of what's real. And vision is different. And that's why we begin here before we set the goals. Because vision comes from truth. Vision is not what you think you should want. It's what keeps calling you even when you try to quiet it. A self-actualized life is not defined by achievement. It is defined by alignment. This is where every piece of the work I do with my clients begins. Not with strategy, not with the action plans, but with listening. And we're so conditioned that, oh my goodness, give me the strategy. We're so eager to get to the goal that we don't build the foundation properly. And then the foundation, well, it might not even exist, or the strategy is built on something that doesn't align with who we truly are or where we're going. So listening to the woman who is already forming inside of you, we are back to identity. But before we go into identity creation, of course, we need to understand the vision we draw information from. And today I want to offer you a short glimpse of how I guide this work. Not to give you everything, because that's not possible when I don't have you in front of me, but to let you feel how deep we can go. So before we go into a series of questions that I prepare for you, just take a moment to ground yourself. This is not work to rush through as a task. Consider this to be sacred work. You don't need perfect answers. You don't need to write beautifully. Just let your body respond before your mind. Some answers may feel very clear. Others may feel blurry, and that's just important information. Clarity doesn't come from forcing answers. It comes from staying present. And remember, as I always tell the women in my world, again, your vision is sacred. It's also a living document. It will naturally grow and expand as you do. So, what do you truly want? There is a huge difference between, oh, yeah, I wish that it would have been nice, versus an imperative as I must have this, translated into a burning desire. That's how strong your want needs to be, coming from a place of heart. So if you want bonus inspiration to the power of vision and making your desire what direct your vision, I invite you to listen at one of the earliest episodes that's called The Power of Desire. What you want matters tremendously. I think it's episode 2. We will link it in the show notes as a reference for you. So visualization is not a theoretical exercise. This is all about getting into the feeling of it. You need to feel your vision as if it is already a thing. So I want you to visualize and really feel into what's coming to you from the heart, from your truth, and to allow these elevated emotions affect your state of being. This is how you change your vibration and set the standard for the frequency that matches your future and highest self. So let's start with your identity and inner world. In your future, in your desired outcome and vision, your dream life, personally, professionally, every single domain of your life, when you wake up as that woman you are becoming, how do you feel in your body? What are the first thoughts you are thinking? What do you believe to be true about yourself? Who are you internally and externally? We could go so much deeper here, but these are powerful questions only that can guide you. To begin with, how are you feeling? What are the dominant thoughts and feelings that lives in your inner world? And what is your emotional baseline and energy like? What emotional states do you live in most of the time? To give you a couple of examples, and I'm giving you like drastic different examples here, just compare the feeling of feeling disempowered versus feeling empowered. It's like night and day. Not making anything good or bad, but this is a difference from living in fear-based emotions versus living in love-based emotions. What feels stable, grounded, and normal for you now? Is it a normal for you to wake up feeling tremendous emotions of love and gratitude and inspiration and fulfillment and joy? Why not? What is your emotional baseline? Before we continue, I want to share something gently with you. There is, very often, a space between where you are and where you most desire to be. That space can be met with sovereignty. The Golden Bridge experience is an intimate 3-month mentorship and mastermind for visionary women who feel that space and who are ready to cross it with clarity, courage, presence, and embodied leadership. This is a high-frequency container for identity expansion, feminine leadership, and conscious expression, held within a small, intentional circle of women who understand that who you surround yourself with matters deeply. This experience is unfolding now, and if you feel the resonance, you're invited to explore it. You'll find everything you need to know in the show notes. Now let's return to the episode. And then let's move to your daily life and the rhythm of your days and weeks. How do you move through your days? What are you doing? Who do you spend time with? Where are you? What is the pace? What is the level of your presence? The simplicity or luxury that defines your life, personally and professionally. What are you doing? And who are you with? And as we speak about all the time, your environment and your surroundings impact you tremendously. So let's start with your home and your environment where you work and spend most of your time. What kind of spaces surround you? Where do you live? Where do you create? Where do you restore? Where do you find laughter and, your sense of just being? Where do you wonder at all the magic stuff that is your life? And how do these environments support who you are becoming? And we must speak about your body, your well-being, and your levels of self-devotion. How do you care for, how do you nourish your body, your energy, and your beauty? What are the routines and rituals that really anchor you into alignment every single day? This can be everything, whatever fuels you. Is it your magical morning routines that are non-negotiables for you? Is it your yoga practice, or perhaps it's long walks in the woods with someone you love or by yourself? Whatever it is, what are the daily rituals that really, really ground you? And relationships and togetherness and love is a huge part of our levels of fulfillment. So what kind of relationships do you choose now? Romantically, personally, professionally? How do you feel seen, heard, met, elevated, and supported through your connections? And think about, allow yourself to examine the relationships the people you currently spend most of your time with. Does this feel aligned to you, or do you sense a calling to expand your circle? Whatever relationship it might be, you are allowed to outgrow your circle as well. Or perhaps you just want to deepen the connection with those you already have. And sit with this. This is a big one. And what about your work? What about purpose and the impact you are here to create in your corner of the world? Or perhaps the entire world is your field. What are you here to create? What are you here to lead? What are you here to contribute? There is so much creative power within each and every one of us that longs to be expressed, to be felt. And expression and visibility is a huge deal when it comes to us as women. How do you get your voice out there? Who do you work with? And what impacts does your work have on the world? This is such a big one. Creativity is a way to express your unique gifts, skills, and talents. This is the essence of you, your unique contribution to the world. We must speak about wealth, money, and self-worth. Money is interesting. Money is a magnifier. How would you perhaps move differently if you had a specific amount of money in your accounts? Even if you already have, reached a level of financial wealth, what are the things you would do that you currently might not be doing because you made money the source? Well, allow you to be the source of wealth and be honest. And as forever, we need to link it with your levels of self-worth. Deciding that you are worthy of desiring and wanting and receiving everything you truly want. And this goes for money and conscious wealth too. So richness in life, it's not just about money. Conscious wealth is about the full thing. It's about feeling and being prosperous and what that represents to you. Okay, leadership. Being visible and expressing your unique self. This is your brand power we're speaking about here. And here is where brilliant women, all people, we play small. We hold ourselves back for a million of reasons, which is translated into old limiting beliefs, old programming, conditioning, questions about who am I to? And I just say, well, who are you not to? The only thing I do know to be true is that when you take a bold stand for who you are, what you desire to do, and you decide to generously offer everything that you're about to the world, and you make yourself available by showing up, well, then you will receive different results. So to begin with then, what presence do you hold when you express yourself freely, fully, unrestricted? And how are you being received when you take a seat at the table where you want to sit and you live in the rooms where you want to be? No playing small here. Just go all in for what you think and what you feel. And if you're noticing that you are pausing, that you're starting to second guess yourself a little bit, fantastic. That's just information. That's not truth. Okay, so to wrap up these questions, because we need to stop somewhere to stay in this episode. So your standards, your legacy, and your future self, the identity of her. What are you no longer available for? And I'm talking about all the old habits, mental patterns, outdated beliefs. You need to decide what you are no longer available for. What is the new standard? And overall, what standards define your life and work now? And when you look at the long arc of your life, who are you becoming? So think of this as your future self 1 year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Who are you being? So pause here. What we just did is that I guided you through a couple of areas of your life, and we can go much deeper. But to give you a little taste of the importance of visionarying and how you can begin this work by yourself as you wrap up 2025 and set the standard for who you are going to be in 2026. This is powerful work. So do not rush through it. Allow yourself to feel all the feels. Look into where you're at, look into where you're going, and make your vision your Northern Star, what will guide you no matter what as you move forward. And remembering, this is not about going on this mad, rushed chase of something that needs to be. It's really about remembering that, wow, it's the journey, it's the adventure, it's the fulfillment of knowing that I am a woman who is saying yes, who is going for it. And by living your life led by vision, you are guaranteed to live a life of fulfillment. That does not mean that it's always a linear and graceful and easy path at all. If you say that, okay, this is who I want to be assured that the universe will bless your journey with all the lessons, challenges, obstacles you need in order to become the woman who matches all the things that you desire, who is capable of doing all those things. And the thing is, again, you just need to remember the essence of her. What we need to do is to declutter our life, our inner world of these self-imposed limitations that we set up that is preventing us from simply just being her fully now. This is the work. You get to choose to become her by being her now. And for you to be able to do this work powerfully, you need to get into your vision and it needs to become crystal clear. And you need to link it with your elevated emotional states of being that is a direct match to the emotional states that you desire to feel more of. And also remember that one of the things that is infused with all this work, what we most desire, along the fulfillment, the joy, it's most often personal freedom, inner clarity, peace, love. So it's not as complicated as we most often feel it can be. And yeah, I'll pause there and let you just sit with everything that's showing up for you as you're listening to this episode. And let me give you a personal example of how I've used visionarying to create my dreams. And so yeah, living my life in Bali, that used to be a dream of mine before I moved there. It started as an idea. I always used to go traveling during the winter months, and I started to go to Bali. And every time I went there, I felt that, interesting. I feel more called to be here than just keep going to new places. And the idea grew within me, and it became a thing that simply wouldn't leave me. So whenever I went there, I felt so good. And where I was at then, when I would arrive back to Sweden then, I would feel myself thinking about Bali. What would it be like to actually live there? It was a dream. And I remember I was reading a book, not sure which one it was, but I just remember it so vividly. I think it was Marianne Williamson, A Return to Love. If you have not read it, a beautiful, fantastic book. I highly recommend it. I think it was this book. I'm not sure, but it's coming to me, so I'm sharing it. And it was this sentence. And the essence was simply, you need to step into your vision now. And that is like the core of everything that I'm speaking. And it spoke to me so much where I was at then. And I was in the beginning of being a very dedicated student of A Course in Miracles. And it just, you know how it is. Sometimes we hear something, we read something in a book, and it just becomes a thing within us. So I would sit there in my living room in the apartment that I was living in then. And I was so dedicated to my visualization practice. And I started to really, really vividly do visionary work in a way I had not yet done before. I took myself to places in my mind which brought me to elevated states of being. And to make the long story short, this became a reality out of a series of synchronicities, events, and bold decisions from my end, and a lot of learnings. Oh goodness, not a linear path. So I know firsthand that it became a reality as one example because I created it in my mind first. So when we do this work and we stay devoted, we stay dedicated, reality and the 3D world simply has no choice but to match our frequency. This is physics. This is simply quantum law. And this is the universe that will reorganize itself to fit our future vision through a series of events, connections, things that are happening that we could not have planned for by ourselves. This is how powerful visioneering is. However, you need to participate and show up for your part of the equation, meaning crystal clarity of what you desire, and then aligning your identity and actions with vision. Now, today, this is the everyday work, and the result is embodied feminine leadership. Next level. So I'm mentioning one aspect of what this vision have meant to me. I'm just giving you, well, might seem small, but truthfully, the Bali dream, as I call it, was in its essence a vision I've had back then to just live in a much grander world. It was speaking to the traveler within me. And yeah, to summarize it, that dream seed that started with my travels and people that I connected with that were living dreams that truly inspired me. They were doing fantastic, impactful work in the world that just resonated to my truth, my being. And it became part of my vision. And seriously, it became my obsession. And it has completely transformed my life. And today, my vision has evolved like a million of times from who I was then when I was sitting at that. Well, I remember my meditation spot in my old apartment, entertaining that dream. But wow, how I honor that version of me. And in fact, my vision and what I desire today just keeps getting bigger the more I grow and see the essence of what's possible when we really, really do this work. So, I mean, when I share and say that I believe we are unlimited, this goes for all of us who are interested in exploring our authentic truth, what our inner callings mean, and our highest potential. Because it's fun journey. It's exciting. It's not easy always. Wow, it takes something. And it's not to embark on this path as a crazy, stressful, forever strive for more. That is just mindset that will burn you out and up. But when we let vision fuel us forward as a calling from within, as a way for us to stay in line to our truth, as to being connected to our inner knowing, that there is something more and bigger waiting. So for all of us, when we elevate our consciousness and learn how to work with quantum law, because we are all completely unlimited, but we do have to make ourselves available for what we desire and trust that our vision will help us to evolve and expand into the woman we need to be to step into our full purpose and an embodied and self-actualized life. And I'm not speaking about the final destination here again. I am always speaking about the journey, the ride. That is the whole point, and how we get to and choose to experience life and our time together here on Earth. So change and transformation is available to all of us who wants it. You may notice something happening within you as you sit with these questions. Some answers will feel crystal clear, probably. Others will feel vague. Most likely, you will notice that, wow, have I been playing small? because most often that's what we do. Because we are visionarying from where we're at right now. And that's not to make anything that is now not truth. What is happening right now, that is truth. It's just to become very aware of what you desire, because that is a match for what you're capable of. Otherwise, you would not have been getting these visualizations popping into your mind and heart as you're tuning into those questions. Most women have never been taught how to do visionarying from truth. Instead, they tend to plan from obligation. They tend to strive from conditioning, and that is a sure path to burnout. And what we want to create here is a self-actualized life where you are just burning bright. So clarity accelerates when you are guided, witnessed, and held to your truth. This is why the rooms you choose matters. This is why identity expands so much faster in the right environment. This kind of visionary work is the foundation of everything I do inside my private mentorship containers, inside Rise Mastermind, the Golden Bridge experience. It's also why I offer an elevated option with private mentorship inside the bridge. And it's deep one-to-one work for women who are already clear and ready and want to go deeper. So this is not about urgency. This is about your dreams. It's about your desires. It's about trusting your path. And I want you to know that you're never alone on your journey. I'm here to support. It's about deep resonance. And at its core, it's about readiness. It's about claiming your light and stepping into your vision and the frequency of the woman your future self is asking you to become. And we do this little by little, just as I shared, as I was sitting there in my living room in my old apartment many years ago. And back then I was entertaining a dream seed that I had about living in Bali. So keep in mind as well that dream seeds, regardless of where you are starting, they get to expand. And how do seeds expand and grow? Well, through nourishment. So you keep nourishing, watering your vision, your dream seeds, and trust that what you do not yet know, which is the unseen, that's where the power of your future and the unlimited lies and waits for you. If this episode felt different, if these questions touched something deeper within you, let the feeling expand. And as it does, you will understand and know why. And for you who are interested in making 2026 your most radiant, powerful, expressive, and aligned year, then know that support is here for you. And everything you need to know is waiting for you in the show notes. And as we close season 1, I want to thank you so much from my heart to yours. I want to thank you for being here with me. I want to thank you for your presence, your openness, your willingness to listen and tune inward. Season 2 begin next week, and then we will be in 2026. We will step into a new era, a new expression, a new level of visibility and leadership. Until then, trust what you felt today and let that feeling expand. You are already becoming her by entertaining these concepts and let them live in you as you. I'm wishing you a happy, fulfilled, and expansive new year. If you loved this podcast, please go ahead and subscribe. That way you get updates anytime I post a new episode. And if you're feeling extra generous, go ahead and share this with a sister you know needs to hear this message and leave a review. It would mean so much, as I love to envision a world with more feminine, embodied leaders. If you're looking to further grow, evolve, and expand your life and business, connect with me on Instagram and sign up for my Rise newsletter. Get ready to receive special announcements, inspiration, high vibe self-empowerment, tips, hacks, and tools on how to become the woman you most want to be right into your inbox. Link in the show notes. Until next time, have a gorgeous week.